Am I live? Am I live? I'm alive. Haha. Sorry for the delay. It is Pip, some evening time plane spotting, and I had just missed the train that would have gotten me here about 4:30, so I had to rush up here. But we are on the air. If you can hear me and see me okay, say hello and welcome in for the next couple hours. Got off work a little bit early and was able to check things out. And we were North Flow, and now all of a sudden we're South Flow. So I picked this side, which is probably the best side for South Flow. So 5 o'clock's going to be really busy, a lot of departures, so we'll keep our eye out. 6 o'clock will be a little bit slower, but good to have you with us for the next couple hours until. And moving on to the north end there of 16 left, I've got Delta 2246 and also Delta 2055. Delta 2055 is 737 900 and 2056 a super A320. I don't know why I needed to say super, but I did. Dinner with Pip. It's like you're asking me out on a date. It's like we're on a date, but I can't hear what you say. You can type stuff, but actually, that would be kind of an interesting date. Only one person's allowed to talk and text respond. That would be interesting. Thank you for the like. And if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. That way you'll know when and where we're going to be broadcasting next from. All right, looks like the go-ahead was given to JFK. Zoom in on that 737-900 here on the east side of the airport. And yeah, first day of work was pretty good. And they let us out a little bit early, so don't know that that'll happen every day, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to carpe diem and seize the day when I could. So welcome in, everybody. Sorry, a little bit late. I had barely missed the initial train I was supposed to catch that would have gotten me here about 4:30. So the next train got me here about 4:55, and then I had to set everything up. So thanks for your patience, and we are on the air. And let me know how everything sounds and looks. And I enjoy hanging out with you for the next couple of hours as we look at this 737 900 from Delta departing to JFK. They just switched to South Flow, actually. I was prepared for North Flow, and then within the last 5 minutes, they changed it up. So we'll get to see a lot of departures in good shape. We got a little bit of rain and snow, so the mountains look a little bit more fresh, as you can see. Got a little rain snow mix, rain in the valley. Actually, we did get like some flakes. Just if you look at the ground right here, there's a quick dusting of wet snow, but mountain probably got like another inch maybe. So that's why you see it up there compared to yesterday. And hi to everybody. Thank you for the like and tuning in. We are live at Salt Lake City International Airport. First time I've ever done plane spotting this late. So I am interested to see how busy it is or how slow it is and keep you guys rocking and rolling and surprised. This typically around this time, around 6 or 7, is when KLM typically during the summertime has their 787 arrival from Amsterdam. So during the summertime, when it gets sunnier later, we'll be out here more often. It is a Monday the 21st, waiting for this Airbus A320 to pop out right there. Thank you for the like and tuning in, joining me. You know, I know we'll probably lose a lot of our European viewers or over the Atlantic viewers because it is almost midnight or just past midnight. Yeah, right around midnight there in the UK, but that's all right. We'll still keep trucking and catch some new viewers. If you are new, encourage you to like and subscribe. I'll try and inform you, let you know what jets are in view and what are coming in, and talk about aviation. So I am Pip, flying solo. I usually do fly solo. That's okay. Thank you for the like and welcome in. Other than the rain and the snow, it's a fairly nice evening here. It's about 30 degrees, but at least the winds are light. So unlike yesterday, so it should be much better. Actually, they're calling it 37 on all. I will take that all day. The ATC at the last minute here, right when I arrived and set everything up, switched it up to South Flow, so that's where we're at, and we're on the east side with a little bit of fresh snow. Hi to everyone. Don't be afraid to say hi. And I'll be here for the next couple of hours. 5 o'clock will be super busy, should be, or maybe they'll route everything on the west side, 16 right, it looks like. But we may get some stuff in the 6 o'clock hour, depending on what they do with the routing of the runways. Hi, everybody who's tuning in. We're on the east side of Salt Lake City Airport today, facing the mountains towards the east. That's why, and we get a little bit of fresh snow today, rain, snow, a little bit of everything in between. Trying to get ATC to route some of these departures over to our side so they can be friends with us. But so far, everything is on the west side. We do have a departure 4321. That's CRJ, that tiny CRJ 200 routed our way. And we've got a NetJets Cessna 680 from Medford, Oregon, citation latitude, arriving on runway 17. I see it there in the distance, arriving shortly. Never. I mentioned this before, but I've never plane spotted this late before. We'll probably go until around 7 or so. So about another 2 hours. Gonna get some lunch or light dinner in, and then head to bed. Got an early training tomorrow, but wanted to squeeze this in and try out something new. So that's pretty cool. Trying to catch that latitude when it's in white, it's hard against the mountains. I've said that before, that it can be a challenge sometimes. Oh, there it is. To the very last. Coming in from Medford, Oregon. Let me know how everything sounds and how everything looks. Don't be afraid to make requests. I mean, after all, you are my viewers, so we try and do what you guys like within reason. Looks like our CRJ headed to Cedar City is ready to depart. And we know that Delta is phasing these aircraft out. So thank you, everybody who tuned in. Hello, hello. I am Pip. I'm here for another almost 2 hours. Maybe I'll sneak in a little bit early to get a dinner in, but other than that, I will be here. And thank you for everybody tuned in kind of last minute. Like I said yesterday, I would update you if I could, and I did. So thank you all for tuning in and welcome, welcome. Didn't take much runway for that CRJ to take off, head to Cedar City, which is about a 4-hour drive. So let's call it 250 miles south of us. But they do have direct flights from Salt Lake, and I hear they're typically full. People who are connecting or doing business. Cedar City is the home of Southern Utah University, and is actually a little bit higher in altitude than Salt Lake City. And Bryan Head Ski Resort, which is a very nice ski resort down there in Cedar City. Hi, everybody who's tuning in. It is me, Pip. We're doing this is the first time we're doing some evening plane spotting. I think I did one time like 4 to 6, but not this late till about 7. So we'll see how things shake out. So the departures and the arrivals, they just switched flow. They were going north flow, and now they switched up to south flow, which I'm kind of offended about because most of the departures and arrivals are on 16 left, and I'd already set up. So we'll see if we can get some magic our way. But I do love this departure, A22100 headed to San Diego. Thank you for the like and tuning in. Encourage you to like and subscribe. That way you'll know when and where we'll be broadcasting next. This is a special edition here in the evening. I just got off work, and so I sneak over and get some plane spotting in while we still have some sunlight. Sun will set about, let's call it 7:15. But we know that things will change as it gets sunnier and whatnot. But we are seeing some sun now. We had some rain and snow mixture. Nothing too substantial, but as you can see, if you tuned in yesterday, the mountains have a light dusting when they were kind of all brown at the lower elevations. So nice to see a little fresh snow. This is Salt Lake International Airport. And if you have a question or want to email me, you can. I'll type in my email right here. This is broadcast number 25. I started about a month ago. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with the response and friends I've made so far. And if you'd like to email me and have a question about aviation or dispatching or being a pilot, my background is actually in aviation. I spent the last 4+ years being a flight dispatcher for 2 commercial airlines in the United States. So hopefully I can provide a little extra knowledge and inside knowledge. Don't be shy to say hi. Let me know how the broadcast looks as we look at the shark tail of the A220 getting ready to take off into the sky to San Diego. Hi, everyone who just tuned in. Encourage you to like and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when and where we'll be broadcasting next. And I usually do daily updates when we're broadcasting. And we're looking there at Salt Lake City, downtown Salt Lake City in the background. If you're having dinner with me, welcome. Hope your dinner's good. Waiting for a couple arrivals. I think they're going to stick to the arrivals on the west side. We may get an occasional arrival on the east side, but mostly it'll be departures and general aviation departures. So we'll cross our fingers here. Thank you for the like. But that is some fine scenery, especially with the sunset. That is a screenshot right there. Save that sucker. Looking sharp. And thank you for the like again. So nice to have you guys on board. ATC is routing, has got 2 arrivals right away. One from Southwest Airlines from Denver. And then also a cargo arrival, Boeing 767 from Louisville will be inbound and on the ground in the next 10 minutes, along with some other. I thought that one was going to be inbound, but no. From LA, we might get an E175, which we don't see too often in the American colors. We usually see the Mesa flights, but once in a while if we catch it right. So we're excited about. I'm excited about that because that's a plane I used to dispatch. Was the Embraer E175. It's good background though. Nothing finer than that. Hey, Yankee Victor, thank you. I agree. Sun's I wouldn't say setting, but it's coming out for the first time today due to the rain and snow we had earlier. So yeah, things are looking sharp, looking beautiful. And I'm typically not on this late, but I wanted to try and see how things look. I've never been out here this late, so I wanted to see how things were, see if there's a lot of action or which side has the most action. Because as you know, Salt Lake Airport has parallel runways, so one runway is on the west side and 2 runways are on the east side, which is the side we're on. Looks like we got another Cessna Latitude, Citation Latitude, getting ready to depart on runway 17. There it is. This side will always have the majority of the private jets and general aviation is the east side, because as you can see, all the hangars are on that side. Definitely have to do more photography with the snow in the background, but I'm a video guy after college. Although I do like doing photography. I'm interested to see, is that a 727? Hmm, very interesting. That sure looks like one. Very cool. Don't see those every day. Our host of KC 135s for the Utah National Guard. They like to hang out here at Salt Lake. Hi, everyone who just tuned in. Thank you for the likes and subscribing. We are trying evening plane spotting to see which side has the more activity. And right now, the west side is winning. So they just switched flow on me, which hurts my feelings. So now it's instead of north flow. If it's north, if it's north flow, typically, which is runway 34 left and right and runway 35, typically they'll route most of the arrivals from the east onto 35 and 34 right. So just a little tip if you come spotting here. But hopefully they'll route this 767 to us, since cargo kind of leans towards this side. But regardless, like I said, and Yankee Victor Aviation and Gaming said, it's great scenery, and thank you for the like. We'll be here till about 7 o'clock or so. And then it's bedtime for me and training tomorrow. So we'll see if we get out early and I can come back here again. Five and 6 o'clock here in Salt Lake City. The departure blocks are a little bit lighter than what we would normally see during the midday. That's usually because, being on the West Coast, or in mountain time, 2 hours ahead of East Coast, it's already like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so less arrivals. So that's kind of why the departure scheme is how it is, or I can assume that. But, Delta kind of runs the ship. They handle the majority, so it's kind of up to them what they want to slot in. Hello, Rob. Greetings from Cornwall. Rob, isn't it almost midnight for you? You're a late night party animal. So nice to see you, Rob. We got a little fresh snow here in the mountains. It's just above, we'll call it 1 degree Celsius. And thank you for the like. We've got that departure from American. That is American 2048 on an A320 headed down to Phoenix. That is departing on runway 16 right. Phoenix Sky Harbor, initials code is Kilo Foxtrot. No, Kilo Papa Hotel X-ray. Sky Harbor is both a hub for Southwest and also for American Airlines. And I believe Frontier Airlines is establishing a crew base there. And then Allegiant has a crew base at Mesa Gateway Airport, which is about 20 miles to the east. I agree, Rob. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out, and hope we can get you to chill and dream of airplanes. I agree. Off to Phoenix she goes. Everybody say 320. Thank you, Rob. That means a lot. I enjoy having you. And each broadcast, we get a little bit better. And so this is broadcast 25. 25. And it looks like they did route that UPS 767 our way. So we'll see it entering the screen right there. Arriving on runway 16 left. We'll see if they give them full length here. Looks pretty light. He may come off the taxiway right there, though. Thank you for the like and tuning in. Pip is here, and Planespotting is here for you. Welcome in. Good to see the ATC gods blessed us with the 767. Too bad Nielsen is not here. I do love the winglets on a 767 and a 757. They look really sharp. ATC is not giving us too much departure love right now. They're routing everything to the west, and my feelings are hurt. How dare they? But hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and that looks like a big old Gulf Stream in the background there. We'll zoom in on it. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting paint scheme. It's getting ready to depart out of here. Don't know if I'll get a chance the rest of this week until Saturday to plane spot, but we'll see. See when I get out of training in the office. Thank you for the like and tuning in. I assume you're liking the Gulfstream because it's a fancy, fancy jet. As it makes it way down to the beginning of runway 17. It's a Gulfstream G450 headed to San Francisco. See it enter the picture here shortly. And hi, everyone who's tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. I am Pip, trying some evening plane spotting. Never done it before at Salt Lake City, so this is a new experiment for me. We're on the east side today, and so far, things are okay. I would say the west side's a little busier, so if we do this again, we may try the west side and see if it's any good luck for us. Because this G450 begins its takeoff roll and heads to San Francisco. Safe travels to them as we see the tops of the Wasatch Mountains in the background and zoom in on our beloved downtown Salt Lake. If you're just tuning in, we had a little bit of mix of rain and snow. It looks like the mountains got a little dusting of snow, which makes the scenery always look sharper. Inbound to runway 17, we've got a Gulfstream 550 that's 10 minutes out, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. And we do have Delta 2166 and A321 headed our way. Hopefully there'll be more that are headed our way. And hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. If you are in the United States, thank you for having your dinner. Dinner with Pip. It's like a date, but, I don't have to pay for it. So that's a win-win. I'll be here all week. Zoom in on the GA, the private jet side, see what we got rocking here. Whoops. Some Gulfstreams. That looks like a G550 with the red in the background. That looks like a Pilatus, maybe? Or a Challenger, the new Challenger. We'll go back down to the end here, see what we got. That looks like King Air, the Wheels Up 350. That looks like a Learjet. Check out that big old Gulfstream. I bet you that's like a G6. Whew. It's quite a load. And then I think we mentioned this at the beginning of the broadcast. Looks like we appear to have a 727 here. That's what it looks like to me. If anybody can either confirm or deny that, It's not often you see that, and I have no background on it. Well, hello, bom dia. I should say bom noches. Thank you very much, sir. Way to be on it, Yankee Victor. That's pretty cool. Obviously, we don't see those every day. And so I like variety. I like new things because let's face it, this is a Delta hub. So seeing Delta after Delta can get a little, understood. So yeah, being here in a Delta hub can get a little repetitive. So anything that we can do to spice things up, I love. So we see that A321 of Delta head down to the beginning of runway 16 left. And I see that Gulfstream inbound. Right there. This is a 550. Big old sucker. And we'll go back to runway 16 left for that A321 from Delta. Thank you for everyone tuning in who has tuned in and liked. We encourage you to like and subscribe. Trying something new. Plane spotting at sunset here in Salt Lake City. The one good thing is at least the sun is not in our face. That's on the other side. So we'll see. We may try that tomorrow or Wednesday if I have time. Let's go to the other side and see how things look. But it's also going to depend on the winds too, because they just switched flow because the light wind out of the south. So we're going south flow on the runways. About to hit midnight UTC time. 00 Zulu is what I like to call it. And 6 o'clock p.m. locally here in Salt Lake City. $21.66 headed to Phoenix. Here we go. I do too, Rob. I agree. Especially, I enjoy the Gulf Streams and the Global Expresses and the Challengers, the Bombardier Challengers, for sure. Those are my favorites. And I also really like the Pilatus PC-24. I do like the nice mix here in Salt Lake City because if you're not too familiar, and there's a Boeing 737, I want to say 400 from Northern Air Cargo. But Salt Lake City, if you didn't know, is obviously very close to the mountains and is only about a 30-minute drive to Park City. So a lot of people will fly in here with their private jets and then just go skiing in Park City or Deer Valley. That's kind of cool. Of course, Park City is where they held a lot of the Olympics in 2002 for the downhill skiing. And I also heard today something interesting. I was in training that I believe Salt Lake is going to try and bid again for the Winter Olympics in 2030 or 2034. So that's pretty interesting. Did not know that. Yeah, it looks like they're sending everything to the west side. That's interesting. I don't know if there's a specific reason for that in the evening, what the purpose is, but we need some east side love here. If not, I'll just do the sunset of the skyscrapers, which is okay. But dang it, I want some action. Be here till about 7 o'clock. Sorry, I was a little late. I was trying to catch the train, right? Because we got out really early. And I was surprised, so I missed the first train, and that's why I was about 15 minutes late. So I had to wait another 15 minutes. We do have a Beechcraft King Air. What is it? 350? Hold on. 200G GT, the turbo. Arriving from Scottsdale in 5 minutes on runway 17. Justin, how's it going, sir? Thank you for asking. We're trying something new. I snuck out of work early and seeing what kind of action we've got. Training was good. Learned a lot. I don't know if you heard, but I guess Salt Lake is going to try and bid for the Olympics again in like 2030 or 2034. I don't know if you've heard that, or maybe I'm off by the years, but yeah, I was in training and we were talking about it, and the first couple days for UTA is just like HR training, welcome to the team, and then I start my technical training later in the week. I think Thursday. So yeah. So overall, yeah, it was good. I thought we'd get rain, but we got a little bit of snow, eh? Okay, that makes sense. Good question. UP Railroad. Oh, and excellent. Good to have UP Railroad. First time, I believe, saying hi. So awesome. Glad to have you on board. Tracks operator, if I can pass the test. So this is interesting. So when they told me about that I was hired, they're like, okay, you're going to go through training, but you have to pass. I can't remember what the test is called or what it pertains to, but you have to get 100% on it. If you don't get 100% the first time, you get one more chance to get 100%, but you must get 100% on it to go through from classroom training to, I guess, OJT. And if you don't pass it, if you don't get 100 either time, you're out. Like, thanks, see you, try again next time. So yeah, kind of interesting. So tracks operator. So I'm going to be the bottom man if I can get through the class, bottom man on the seniority poll. So I'll be working the late nights, which may hinder some of my plane spotting, but that's all right. I still got Salt Lake right here. This is my home, and we'll get traveling eventually. Don't know. Don't know which line. They may throw me on all three lines. That's a really good question. I do not know. If I had a choice, I would probably pick the blue line. I doesn't matter because they all most of them go south or and then obviously the green line goes out here to the airport. So But overall, I'm happy with anything. It's a new adventure. So yeah. That is still, I will not say no and I will not say yes. So I obviously when I left my previous airline, I was hoping to get another dispatch job, but um, nothing turned up immediately. I would like to, let me put it that way. But at the same time, so it's a challenge because I also was accepted to UU MBA school. So it kind of limits me, Justin, on which airlines I can work for. So that's the other thing. Because if I go somewhere else and work for dispatching, it's like bye bye to the U. And then I'm starting all over again. So I just have to weigh my options. But yeah, definitely I'm totally open to dispatching again for sure. But it has to make sense and it may mean having to reapply to graduate schools and which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing because flight dispatching is what I love. And so if I have to give it up for a year or 2 years, it's not the worst thing in the world. But I do really like the U and the program that they offer. So, and plus, I've already been accepted. Chantel, what are you doing up? Are you flying on your broom? As we're looking at this, I think it's a Gulfstream G200 there. Thank you for the like. So nice to see you. I didn't think we'd have our people across the pond up so late. But regardless, it's great. Yeah. 2 a.m. Wow. Amazing. We'll be here for about another hour. It seems that ATC doesn't want anything to do with this side. So my apologies. They switched the flow right when I arrived from North Flow to South Flow, and then they moved everything to runway 16 right. So we may try that the next time in the evening. So this is a new one for me. You're rebelling? Well, you are certainly a rebellious one. We do have Delta 765 in from Detroit arriving shortly in the next 10 minutes on a 737-900. Ah, public holiday. Well, that's nice. That is really nice, actually. What's the holiday on a Tuesday? Let's see, a Tuesday. Does anybody know what holiday is on Tuesday in South Africa? Oh, that's the pay is actually about the same. And I've Justin, the people I've talked to say they wouldn't necessarily do front runner. It's a little more challenging. So I guess the tracks is kind of the good go between. I don't know if that's the case. I was originally interested in front runner, but there wasn't an opening at the time. So I was like, all right, I'll do tracks. So we'll see. I wanted to do front runner because it just basically goes north and south, north to Ogden and south to Provo. Plus you go a little bit faster. I like going fast. I mean, I dispatch planes that go 500 miles an hour. So the pay's about the same, honestly, for bus drivers, tracks operators, and for front runner operators. I think they're all part of the same union. Fast asleep. Up to Brigham City. Yeah, I know that's in the works discussion wise. UP Railroad. Yeah, I know that's been discussed. I haven't looked at their 5-year and 10-year plan, but we did do an exercise where we were planning bus routes to see what it's like to be a planner, and that job seemed pretty interesting, honestly. I know they want to extend the line down to Payson too, I think. What I'd like to see, honestly, is like during the peak travel times, them to do an express line. So maybe line. So you skip, like if you're going north for the front runner, you would go north, and your first stop would be like Farmington. You'd skip Woods Cross, 'cause that's relatively close. And then your next express route would be, I don't know, Lehigh maybe? Or then you skip Farmington and Layton. Yeah, Woods Cross and Farmington, then go straight to Layton, then Roy, then Ogden. So I came from Chicago, and my dad would work downtown in Chicago, and they had local routes that hit every single stop, and then they had express routes, which were just during the peak periods that would skip a lot of the inner city and go straight out to the suburbs where a lot of people worked. So that's just a thought. Yeah. Yep. You're right, Justin. You're absolutely right. Tell you the benefits are really good. That much I did find out working for UTA. So that's good. One less worry or stress. Yeah, no, now that the valley's grown so much since 2002, it'll be interesting to see what changes would be made. I mean, because the tracks was first instituted right for the Olympics, and it was just basically downtown the U and then down to Sandy. Now it goes a little bit further, and then you got front runner too. This is our arrival from Detroit on a 737-900. You know, speaking of employment, one thing, we talked yesterday about everybody loves aviation no matter what their age. The FAA is in desperate need for FAA controllers. So if any one of you who's listening in and is in between the ages of 18 and 31 and are into aviation and have some interest in ATC, I would really encourage you to check it out because the pay is great, the retirement's great. I mean, you're around airplanes and it can be stressful at times for sure, but they also compensate you well. So if anybody's listening between the ages of 18 and 31 who might be interested, I would encourage you to check that out. I mean, that's one of the hardest jobs to fill because of all the training you need and technical knowledge. So, man, ATC is just dead set on giving me any departures. They're all going to the west side. So I apologize. Out of my hands, but we can always try the next day. We do have a corner on the corporate jet side, though. It was cool yesterday as I was leaving here. Broadcast yesterday, if you want to check it out, was pretty good. There was a family that was just watching in their truck with their kids, and I thought that was perfect. That was really cool. They were just hanging up here in the parking garage. That made me happy. That made me happy. I wish I would have done that more as a kid, like because I grew up in Chicago and was around O'Hare and Midway and all those big airports, and even Meigs Field when it existed before it was torn down in the middle of the night. Hi everyone, it is Pip. We are here in Salt Lake City. As you can see, sun is starting to set to the west. We're facing the east, and we've got the great scenery. The west side's got all the departures. We see, let's take a look at Concourse A, the second half. Salt Lake Airport's about 3 years old, and they started with the A concourse and the B concourse, and then they're building a second half to both. So this is the A concourse. This is basically what Delta will have, and you can see the gates go up to about gate 40, 42 or so. So at one end, it starts at 1 and then goes up to 40, and the same will be true for the B concourse, I believe. So, yes, anybody who's tuned into my broadcast will know that it is extremely long walk to Concourse B. So, just another plug that if you're flying in to Concourse B, if you're not a Delta flight, there's a good chance you'll be going to Concourse B and walking about a mile through the terminal. So, bring your walking shoes. And Justin knows that, and UP Railroad probably knows that too. Inbound to us, we've got a Bombardier Global Express, excellent, from San Francisco, be going to runway 17 in just 5 minutes. One of my favorite private jets. Global Express, they do a lot of testing and building, actually down in Wichita, Kansas, which I'd highly encourage anybody who's into aviation to go check out Wichita, Kansas, because one, it's the largest city in Kansas, so almost anything is there. Number two, that is the headquarters for Cessna and Beechcraft, so they build all their planes there. Number three, Spirit Aerosystems builds the Dreamliner fuselage there at McConnell Air Force Base, because they used to build the 737 actually in Wichita. So that's pretty cool. And there's also Bombardier offices and hangars there for equipment builds for jets for America. And then Learjet used to be there. They have a small office, but not like they used to in Wichita. So there's a lot of aviation history and coolness factor, because you also have McConnell Air Force Base. So just a recommendation. Hey, ATC Swede, man. How's it going? I was looking for you past couple days. Good to have you. I think they will get rid of the bus gates, Justin. I think it's just part of the expansion. But then again, I don't know, because they had it. What was the old terminal had like the E gates, which was like your SkyWest, your turboprops and everything. That was kind of a pain. Yeah, glad to have you back for sure. You missed. I don't know if you saw last week ATC Swede, but I was on the road in Colorado, in Aspen, and Eagle County, where Vail is, and then also in Denver. So that was a lot of fun. So you see that 727, the Global Express. That's a sharp plane right there. Yeah, it was a great road trip until Thursday when the winds were about 25 knots. The temperature was 25 degrees, and I couldn't hold the camera up straight. So every day, everything was awesome until that Thursday. So I'd call that trip a win, except for Thursday, and then drove back and back here in Salt Lake City. Yeah, it was. It was quite nasty, very nasty. All right, inbound to us. It looks like they're going to give us FedEx 7358, operated by Empire Airlines. Get the ultra rare ATR 72, the old turboprop for FedEx. Justin, I really want to start a rickshaw business. So we hire the kids from BYU and they rickshaw between concourses A and B. So you get exercise and you work on tips and you'll be working hard. So ATR is coming in from Idaho Falls. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Well, I was thinking more the flat part. The half-mile walk between. You get down the escalator, you have the option for the rickshaw. $5, so you don't have to walk that far, and call it good. Yes. Hello to you, Valdicilis in Brazil. Welcome. And ATC Swede. Yeah, we had a little bit of. We were starting to get some melting going on, but we had some rain snow mix today, so they got a little light dusting on the mountains here as we're heading towards sunset. So we're headed looking east. See, that's really pretty. As the sun is getting through the clouds. So yeah, at least I got the scenery if I can't get the departures. So win-win. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. There we go. See the ATR there in the distance? Looks like it's routed for runway 16 left. Yeah, I'm going to miss the snow-capped mountains. And hi to everybody who's tuning in. We're trying a little experiment here. Never broadcasted this late before. We started at 5 o'clock local time and are going to 7 p.m. or right around there. And just wanted to see what things like. It looks like ATC, when they're doing South Flow, like to do most of the departures and arrivals on the west side. But good news, I got the scenery and the sunset with the sun not in my face or your face because you are tuning in. And we encourage you to like and subscribe so that way you'll know when and where we'll be broadcasting next. For those of you guys just tuning in, I am Pip. This is Pip's Planespotting Live, episode number 25 from Salt Lake City International Airport. And depending how training goes the next couple of days, since starting a new job, might be able to get out here again. We'll see. Maybe I'll pick the west side then. There's our ATR looking sharp, looking smooth from Idaho Falls. think it's interesting because ATRs are usually warm weather planes, so I think it's interesting to see them in the cargo version here, where it's a little bit colder. "1:25 a.m. in Sweden." So ATC Swede, are you working graveyard? Well, you would be tuning in if you were working, but is your schedule overnights for ATC coverage? Okay. Well, that's good. You get a day off now. Very nice. Got a Cessna B-25 business jet arriving on runway 17. And with the sun setting in the west, it helps illuminate things a little bit. So we'll zoom in here. There she is. And thanks for everybody for tuning in, trying a new thing. Never been broadcasting this late before, so it's kind of fun. Even though ATC called and told me they don't like me because they've sent all the departures and arrivals to the west side, but that's okay. I'm not bitter at all. And if you're new, I encourage you to like and subscribe so that way you'll know when where we'll be next. And thank you for the like. Thank you again. I'm ready for at least 50s. As far as temperatures, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's still 34 here. And so this is about the time, or close to the time, I believe, when KLM is going to send their seasonal Dreamliner departure to Salt Lake. Will be usually lands around 6:37. I think it'll probably be close to the same this year. And watch out, we got a Ameriflight from Boise Beach 1900C headed to runway 34 right. And an Alpine Air Express from Elko maybe heading to our side as well. And we've got a Delta connection 4282 departure to St. George. Waiting for that little Cessna, I believe. Or is that a, yeah, Cessna 208? Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Rob. Yeah, it was mostly good in Denver. I think part of the problem too is we didn't have any sunlight. It was all cloudy that day. So if there wasn't something close by, it was a little bit harder to see. But here we've got great sunlight. It's not facing in our face. So yeah, beautiful for sure. I'm certainly glad to hear that the picture is all right. So thank you for letting me know. We should see this shortly. There we go. Long takeoff roll for RJ. Must be a full flight down to St. George. It's about an hour flight. About 300 miles driving wise. And yeah, that's great scenery right there. Sunset, jet setting. That's good stuff. I will gladly take that for sure. Hashtag blessed. I'll leave it on there for a second. So if anybody wants to take a snapshot and share with your friends or use it as a screensaver, I think that's pretty good. Waiting for that Beach 1900. No, they're gonna put them. They're gonna put them on the west side. Oh darn! This is just getting absurd as far as the departures. JFK, Salt Lake to JFK, Salt Lake to Orlando, Salt Lake to Boston, all going to the west side. Makes no sense. I would like to file a complaint. Thank you. I'll get off my soapbox here. On the air for about a half hour more. See what we got rocking here. See if we can give you any other entertainment shortly. You'll see a Gulfstream 450 jump right into our picture. It doesn't look like anybody was on it, but no, it's too high. There it is. It got up in a hurry. I've never had the guts to call ATC and ask them to route a specific plane to a specific runway. I mean, I have the numbers, phone numbers, but I think that would probably be a little bit of too much. I might get a phone call. What do you think, ATC Suite? Would you get annoyed if I called you and asked you to route a plane to a certain runway? 2 degrees in fog. Pressure is 10.12. Runway 3 in action. What's the Okay, fog, not too bad. All right, so the METAR is a little bit different, right? In Europe, where you guys we use Kavik, where it's ceiling and visibility. Uh, okay, is that it? Is it ceiling? I always get it confused. Ceiling and visibility, okay. Ah, you're welcome, Adam. You are welcome. Yeah, we didn't have as many departures and arrivals on our side, but we do have the great scenery. So, so thank you, Adam. You're always so kind to tune in. You are welcome. Anything for you, Adam. Just about. All right, I'll get the number and I'll call you up. I will when I go over there, when I come over to Sweden to Plane Spot, I will specifically call you. Say I need this. Thank you for the like and subscribing. Tuning in. Yeah, it really does look like a miniature city, Adam. That's a really good point. I win. Maybe I could send this footage to the news stations or snapshot it. So yeah, feel free to snapshot this if you'd like. It's a good day in the neighborhood. $600, huh? Ugh. 600, 600. That is low. That's like cat 2 low. Yeah. Well, maybe borderline cat 1. Are you guys doing, does your airport have cat 2? And what are the minimums for runway 3 ATC Swede? Talking a little shop here. Shop talk. Dispatch and ATC and piloting. Now this is one of the fun things. That's what I really enjoy is hearing from you guys talking about aviation. I really appreciate that. Got another Cessna 208 inbound, one of the feeder cargoes for FedEx, probably from like Burley, Idaho. Let's see which one it is. Pocatello, inbound from Pocatello. If you're just tuning in and you're new, this is to our stream. This is Salt Lake City at sunset. That is downtown Salt Lake. Those are the Wasatch Mountains behind us, or behind the downtown skyline there, and corporate aviation and general aviation in the foreground. I am Pip. This is Pip's Plane Spotting Live. We've learned some valuable lessons tonight, including if you want a good sunset, you stay on this side. If you want more action, it sounds like ATC is going to route things to the west side here during the evening. But overall, learned a little new information, and of course, talking with all you fine people as well. Just looking at the weather later in the week, looks pretty good. So if I can get enough time where we're done with training, I'll probably be out here as many times as I can. As far as the weekend goes, I'm 50-50 on going to Las Vegas for Friday into Saturday. I don't know if I'm scheduled for Friday yet, so I may go right after work and stay somewhere in between, and then Saturday do plane spotting and then drive back. Or maybe stay Sunday evening. Don't know quite yet. So it's about 50-50. Just waiting for some action. The most action I've got right now is the Trex train. I'll go zoom in on that. It's lighter 6 o'clock hour. So there's the Trex train. We're train spotting now. This is the green line, by the way. If you fly into Salt Lake City, there is one line that goes to the airport. It's called the Green Line. The Green Line will take you into downtown Salt Lake in about 10-15 minutes, and it will curve around and go out to West Valley City. So that is the Green Line. That's the only line that comes out to the airport. So just a little fun fact for you. I mean, they're even routing the Salt Lake to London flight to the west side. Why? Valuable lessons every day. Hi, everyone who's just tuning in. I am Pip. You're watching Pip's Plane Spotting Live. We'll be on the air for about another 15 minutes till the top of the hour or so. We're looking east. Sunset is west. So that's how we get that beautiful view. And thank you for the like. So glad you're enjoying the scenery. Things have definitely quieted down from the 5 o'clock hour. When I was looking at, I was kind of thought that might be a possibility. So now we're looking southeast. Whoops. Hello. We're going to have to lock that into place. I believe the tallest mountain there to your right, my left, where I'm looking at the screen, but you're right, that little peak at the top, that is Mount Olympus, if I remember. Not too familiar with topography, but here in, still learning my mountains here in Utah, but I think Olympus is like 11,000 feet. Yeah, it does look pretty sharp. Maybe I'll just change the channel from 5 to 7 to Pip's Scenery. So yeah, if you look towards the south far end, that's out towards Sandy and Draper. So our camera is pointed to the south, southeast, and then we'll come back here. A little bit closer to Salt Lake. So more east northeast or east southeast. And then we'll just be directly looking straight at Salt Lake City right there. I did take the train, so I will be taking the green line, which is cool. Good way to get around. All right. We've got an Alpine Air Express, a Beechcraft 99. That is the most action we've had in 20 minutes. So I will make I'll make the camera turn here to runway 16 left. Coming in pretty fast. Nice smooth landing there. With the sunset, you wouldn't think it's like 32 degrees because it looks so beautiful, but it is actually 32 degrees or 0 degrees Celsius here in Salt Lake City. For those who are interested, I wanted to, since we have a minute here, I wanted to give you a little inside aviation knowledge, and we talked about this last about Saturday, I want to say. But I encourage you, if you're traveling or interested in being a pilot or dispatching, check out this website that I put in the chat. It's called aviationweather.gov. And aviationweather.gov is what we use for dispatching pilots as an official weather source from the National Weather Service. And it's a great resource to um, share with you weather conditions at different airports and gives you a little background and information, things like what a METAR is. So a METAR is a meteorological observation at an airport that is reported each hour. So current conditions are as followed. It's like when the captain goes, like, ladies and gentlemen, your flight today at headed to Salt Lake City. We got sunny skies, some light clouds, light wind out of the south, and temperature of 1 degree Celsius, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for flying with us today. That's basically what they do. They take the METAR or the current conditions, the ASOS, the automated surface observations. And as a dispatcher, you also take the weather into account because obviously that's an important factor, making sure we can get in safely. So check that out. It's a pretty cool resource, and it's absolutely free. You know, that's the great thing as National Weather Service is free. And as a pilot and as a dispatcher, flight dispatcher, you'll use that all the time, every single day. Thanks everybody for tuning in. No, it was a little bit lighter, but we did have some great sunset, some great aviation. Got to see the 767, got to see the old Beechcraft cargo. I was excited to see the ATR 72. I don't see that very often anymore, so I was thrilled to see that. Bye bye, corporate jet. That was an Embraer Praetor 600. It's not one you see too often, but has good performance as far as speed. So to remind everyone, the latest I will be on the air next will be Saturday. If I'm able to get on sooner like I was today, I will put out a video when I get out of class, and it may be last second, but I will let you know, like, hey, I'm able to get on or whatnot. But the latest will be Saturday, but we'll try before then. In the meantime, I think we will enjoy the scenery for a few minutes here. Check, see if anything else is on the way. All right, everyone, I'm going to call it a night. Get home, get something to eat, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you for everybody for tuning in. Great to have our new subscribers and viewers. ATC Swede, great to see you back. Rob, UP Pacific, Justin, everybody, Adam, nicest guy in the world. Valdicier from Brazil, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. So we're going to sign it off for now and have you enjoy that scenery for just a minute more. Thank you, Rob, for tuning in. I promise there will be more action in the future. We learned some valuable things tonight. And ATC and I are not friends anymore, but in the meantime, it was a good stream. It was a good stream, beautiful scenery. Good night to you. Good night to everybody on the East Coast, West Coast, Europe, Asia, Brazil, South America. So for now, we'll keep you updated on when we'll be on next with keep you updated. But for now, good night, everyone. Take care, Justin, as well. Good to see you, and we'll talk to you soon. But let's take 30 seconds more to enjoy this scenery as we sign out from sunny Sunset, Salt Lake City. It is Pip's Plane Spotting Live, and it is Pip saying good night and take care.